Hi netizens, welcome to
Sway Me.
In today's episode, we're going to be discussing the topic, is college worth it? Alright, so college is a tertiary level institution.
Yeah.
Do you think it is worth it or no?
I think it's worth it depending on what your plan is for your life after college or university. So if you're just going because it's the next step in your education and you don't have a plan, I feel like it can be a waste of time in that sense.
And money.
College
is so overrated. College is so overrated. Like, I went to college and, growing up, I thought that you should go to college, get a good education, get a good job, invest in the stock market, and all your worries would automatically go away with the wind.
Right.
Now, after having done all that, gone to college, got a good job, invest in whatever, and I'm seeing now where that has taken me. I'm so grateful, but I feel like if I had invested all of what I spent on my second degree into something that would yield or profit me, I would have been even in a better place than where I am currently.
Yeah.
So I feel like lack of education caused me to feel like education was the most ideal way to achieve financial freedom.
It was
And
expensive. I'm looking at it now.
yeah, education is expensive. Like, college is really overrated. It's really expensive. I know a lot of people who have not done college but are making double and triple times what I'm making.
Yeah. I think the important thing is to know what your niche is, what your area is, and go there. I don't think we have to go to college in order to be
on what you
successful.
like, right?
Because if I worked landscaping throughout high school and I have a good knowledge of that and I'm good at what I do, and I can save up and like get a car and some tools, I can have my own landscaping company. It's easy to get an LLC.
But we don't educate people
About stuff
about
like
that.
I think what we're told mostly is high school, college, get a job, and not like what are you good at, earn from that.
So I feel like college is worth it if you want to do something in education or in one of those scholarly fields. I feel like then it would be worth it.
Or if you want to be a doctor,
like if you want to be a
lawyer,
professor,
engineer.
pilot, somebody who has like huge stakes,
Yeah.
not the steaks that you eat, but yeah, somebody who. So for instance, if you want to be an entrepreneur, it would be good to go to college to get like a business degree or something like that. But is it worth it? It just depends. It just depends. Because I can say it is worth it, and you go to college, you get a degree in business administration, and then you don't have the money to start up, or you don't qualify for the money to start up, and then you don't have any experience to work with some corporations who want people with experience, and it still is difficult. Maybe it won't be as difficult as a person who doesn't have education at all, but it still is difficult sometimes.
I think it's fall, man. Like you spend 4 years at university and you can't get a job because you don't have the experience.
Yeah.
Sir, madam, I just spent 4 years trying to be ready for this job or qualified for this
Spending
job.
thousands of US dollars or millions of Jamaican dollars.
Yes. So hey, give me the job. But I know that if you like do an internship during school, then that can help you get your foot in the door. So there's that.
I remember when I finished college and I applied for my first real job. I went in my full suit as if I had got that job already.
Yes.
And I just went to issue my resume to the persons who were there. And the vice principal was there, and she said to me, well, you're already dressed, let's do your interview right now. And I did my interview, and for me, even if I didn't have a degree at the time, I felt like I would have got that job. Because sometimes it's about how you present yourself. Sometimes it's about the way you speak. Sometimes it's about the way your whole aura, and sometimes they can see that you're a good fit in that organization or institution, and that's how you get that job. So I feel like, to me, it really, really depends on what you want to do in life. And that's what's going to make college worth it or not. Because you can do a certificate course at a trade school and be equally competent in auto mechanic or cosmetology.
Yes,
people make so much money from cosmetology.
Electricians,
oh my gosh. Don't even talk about electricians. If the electrician comes to look at one thing in your house, that's $100 or $150. Right off the bat, not fixing anything, just looking at it.
Just to assess.
Because
it's such an important skill to have. HVAC workers. Even if you don't want to do any of that, you can do if you're a good driver, you can do a CDL license, commercial driver's license.
And nowadays, you can drive Uber and Lyft.
You can drive Uber and
You can drive Uber Eats. You can drive Instacart.
Uber, and then you can make $1,000 US dollars or more per week.
Yes. So really and truly, is college worth it? I feel like a lot of people go to college and it takes them like 10 years to pay off their college debt. I mean, some people go to college and they don't pay anything because their parents fund it or because they've got scholarships. But not everybody is fortunate enough to have that kind of situation. And I feel like for them, they would have to really think hard about whether or not it's worth it.
I think it's, like we said earlier, I think it's worth it if you're entering a field where you have to have this specialized training.
Yes.
Like if I'm going to be a doctor, I can't just read a book and say, okay, let me in here.
And it's not innate for most people.
Right. When you need training, years of training, then yes, definitely it's worth it. But if even like, I know business, it's important for you to learn from the history of everything and to know where you're going and stuff like that. But I feel like if you have a good mentor, if you're in an apprenticeship, it can achieve a lot of the stuff that it can help you get that experience that you need to be successful in that field.
Absolutely. So let's talk about a few pointers. So higher earning potential. College allows for higher earning potential. Do you agree?
Yes. Long story short, yes.
Potential, yes. Actuality? It depends.
Actually, I've seen jobs that I qualify for that pay less than jobs that don't require any
experience.
Any experience, yeah. Well, like education. Yeah. So like I'll still see jobs for like $15 an hour, $16 an hour, but they say you need a bachelor degree to do that.
And then you look at them cross-eyed like, are you serious?
I mean, it's money, so if that's a good fit for you out there, awesome. Take that job.
And a lot of people don't work for the money. Some people just work because they like to work. I don't know who they are because it's certainly not me. I mean, I love my job, don't get me wrong. I really do love my job. But I wish they would pay me more.
Of course. I used to work just for the love of it. I loved what I did. And what kind of tainted my view on like working for the love and working through lunches and putting my heart and soul into it was how I was treated like because I'm being energetic and passionate and I'm doing all this stuff, then I'm given more. It's never great job at this.
The punishment for good work is more work, always.
And to stay right where you are. So I learned after some time that hey, it's just a job, just do what I'm doing and leave. And I'll be passionate if I'm like in an environment where they actually like reward passion and not like just try and use you till you're sucked dry of all your energy in life.
What about employment opportunities?
It definitely does, because some jobs you won't get in the door without a degree. So yeah, college education does help you with that. And there's also nepotism too, because what if the boss has this nephew that wants a job? You can get it. So at the end of the day, it's who you know as well.
That's very true. Very, very true. What about skills and knowledge? Like, is college worth it to attain the skills and knowledge that you need?
Depends on the skill and the knowledge, the ocean of knowledge that you want. Because again, if it's a specialized thing that you can only get from going to school, cool. But if you can learn on the job,
or if you can learn on YouTube and university.
Exactly. Then yeah, I think it's unnecessary there. I can buy a leaf blower and start blowing on people's gutters and charge what? $200 for the roof? Whatever it is, you can do something and you don't need to go to school to do that.
That is true.
Maybe the school will help to help you manage your finances and stuff like that. But again, you can read a book and learn that.
I feel like going to college is worth it for people who want to self-actualize. And that's a very, very important part of human existence, and a very important part of human wants, needs. Some people, it helps their mental status to feel accomplished, and that's something that some people need. So I mean, regardless of how much it costs, I feel like it is worth it for some people.
I see.
For that purpose.
Yeah, I get that.
Some people just want to say, oh, I have a doctorate, or I have a master's. You have to write that behind my name. You know, it just depends.
Put some respect on my name.
Put some respect on my name. And then there are people like rappers who, they're famous and they're wealthy and they don't need a college degree or a college diploma.
There are a lot of successful people out there that didn't finish high school, primary school, but they're just diligent at what they do and they make it. Even working at that 9 to 5 that turns into a 9 to 10, 9 to 12, because you're putting in that work and you're in an environment that rewards that hard work. Then you can grow. The sky's the limit.
What about networking? We kind of touched on it when you spoke about nepotism, because a lot of people would view or could view networking as nepotism.
I never looked at it like that.
Yes, I mean, you're successful and you work in construction or you're an OSHA, right? And I have a corporate building. I'm the owner of corporate buildings. I am not going to pick Sandra over there, who I've never heard of before. I'm going to pick you, who I know, and I know your company can do the job to my liking. So that is, Sandra is going to think that that's nepotism. You see what I mean?
I hear
so
you.
It depends on whose eyes it is being seen through. And that's how I feel.
That's a good point. I agree there.
So networking and nepotism, very interesting. Can be seen differently depending on who is looking at it.
Right.
Personal growth, we kind of spoke about that. So are there any other like benefits to going to college? Like, do you think, you've spoken many times about the field, depending on the field and all that, but is there any other thing that would make college worth it?
If you're living on the dorm, like you're moving away from home for the first time, it gives you the practice that you need to be an adult, like to make sure that everything's in order, that you're keeping your surroundings clean, that you're preparing your meals, making sure that you're eating working out and just having everything under that umbrella that you need to get done. So there's no mom to wake you up. There's no mom to do the laundry and stuff like that.
Adulting.
It's kind of your first taste of being self-sufficient, except for the finances. Although some people do work while they're doing
Oh
college.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so it's your taste of being fully independent, so no help from family and stuff, and interacting with people and managing your time, studying and enjoying your time and hanging out with friends. So I think college is good in that it gives you this gray area between living at home and living on your own, so you can figure it out before you go out into the world.
Living at home and living on your own. I like that.
Yeah, it gives you a chance to figure it out before you go out into the real world, and there's no like do-overs. So you gotta figure it out here.
Absolutely.
Some people just figure it out straight without going to college, but this is one benefit I think going to college and living on your own has.
Yeah, but some people go to college. I get what you're saying, but some people go to college and still live at home.
Yeah.
So for them, would they still get some kind of benefit from that? In that aspect?
In that aspect, no. I'm talking about living on your own.
But I also think that they could though. Because when you leave home and you are at school for however many hours, because you know at college your classes can be 2 in the morning and then not 2 a.m. like 2. You have 2 classes in the morning, and then you don't have any more classes until 6 in the evening or
so you
5
manage your time.
Yes.
There.
What do you do
are you
during
gonna
that
sleep?
time?
Are you gonna mess around or prepare?
Are you going to idle? Are you going to? You see what I mean? Mm-hmm. And also like being able to manage traveling from home to your responsibility.
So budgeting your time, budgeting your
money.
finances. Yeah.
Exactly.
Ooh.
So yeah, they still get a taste of it. Maybe it's not as much or as great as grand, but I feel like it has some worth.
I feel like college.
The whole college experience is a good one too, especially if you go to a college where you're part of a sorority, or you're part of a team, or you're part of a band or a club.
But can't you do that anywhere? Not the sorority, but like band and stuff.
Like where?
Like just join a band, just join a club, badminton clubs, tennis clubs.
Yeah, but it's not a college experience if you just join a club.
I know.
Like
that.
a random club is a different experience
But
from
you're
your college
saying-
experience.
you're
So it's
saying-
worth it to have the college experience.
You're saying the college experience is awesome because you can join a club, but you can also join a club.
That's not what I said.
What did you say?
I said the college experience is worth it for some people because they get to be a part of the college band or the college whatever the college is doing. What's the point of being? That's the point I'm trying to make.
All right.
So it's not about being a part of a club, being a part of a band, being a part of a group. It's the college experience, you know, that makes it different because you're going to classes with these same people that you're going to, if you're living on campus, live with, and it's the same people that you're going to, but you get to be a part of a community within a community, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's kind of like preparing you for
the world of work.
Yeah, and being around people, interacting with people, and working with people at the same time.
And picking your groups. Because when you go to work, you have to pick your groups too.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can do it in the real world, but when you're in a situation, like when you're in a job, even within that job, you will still have to.
Unless you're just gonna sit by yourself and say nothing to anyone, which is
weird.
Unrealistic because you're gonna have to collaborate at some point in time.
Unless you do like social media, that you don't have to be around.
You kind of need to collab if you want to grow as well. So
that is true, but you don't.
You don't have to.
A lot of people do it by themselves.
Yeah.
So it just depends on what you're looking for out of life, and I feel like what you're looking for out of your profession. Yeah. Do you have anything else to add to that? Do you have anything from the netizens?
I do not. The netizens didn't really have much to say on this topic.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in today to another episode of Sway Me. You know, it's your girl, Mika, and
Avia.
And remember to like, share, and subscribe. And we're signing off.
Bye.